Alright, so in this video today, I'm going to be speaking about Markelle Fultz. I said it, yeah. This past season, he showed everyone he has star level potential and he's a quality NBA player, as me and other Orlando Magic fans have been saying for the past 2 years. He was finally able to showcase it this season as he was slightly more healthy. Although he missed the first 22 games with a toe fracture, he still was able to show how good he is. And realistically, if he played the entire season, the Magic will probably be in a playing tournament as we speak, and in a couple of days being ready to play whatever team in the tournament. But that didn't happen, which is unfortunate. But what did happen is Markelle Fultz is part one of his breakout season, because next year is about to be even more special. But you know what, yeah, I'm going to break down and talk about what he's done this season that's been so impressive and how he can potentially build on it in the future. But before I get into that, please like, subscribe, share the video, and without further ado, let's get right into it. So this season, in 59 games played as I'm recording this video, Markelle Fultz has averaged 14.1 points per game, 4 rebounds, 5.8 assists and 1.5 steals on impressive splits of 51% from the field and 31% from 3. Not so impressive, but it's still something. Now, I feel like Markelle Fultz's stats go way beyond the stat sheet, because his point output and the amount he's able to contribute to a team isn't just his points per game. He sets up the offense, he controls the tempo, and overall is such a high IQ player. And nonetheless, yeah, that 1.5 steals doesn't always quantify how good of a defender someone is. But on the defensive end of the floor, Markelle Fultz has been locked in and has been a very good two-way player for this Orlando Magic squad. I've been really impressed with the way he's been an overall floor general for this Orlando Magic team, and overall the guy that gets everything in motion and just possibly being their joint best player. I don't really like to say that because everyone has a big role. You got Franz, Paolo, some really good players there, but Markelle's been one of the most important players on this entire team. So you might be thinking 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5.8 assists, that's not the greatest. And I understand that standpoint if you're watching the box score, but if you watch the games, his impact transcends way beyond any box score, and he's such an important player. His efficiency numbers are through the charts, and you may be thinking, how does Markelle Fultz get his buckets? Well, I'm about to tell you right now. So obviously we know Markelle loves that lethal little dribble hezzy pull up from mid-range, which is cash money. But let's talk about in depth how he scores from every single area on the floor. So from less than 8 feet, Markelle Fultz shoots 59.5%. In the restricted area, around 64.5%. So we know when Markelle Fultz gets inside, he's near 7-foot wingspan, allows him to just finish through contact. And we know how just creative and acrobatic Markelle is with his finishes. Like his ability to just switch in midair, switch hands, do an acrobatic type Kyrie Irving-esque layup is just second to none. And we know his ability finishing at the rim is so underlooked. This year even, he's caught some bodies as well. So I love the way Markelle has been a lot more aggressive in that respect, because he's always been a very talented finisher, and I'm glad he's starting to realize that right now. In the paint non-restricted area, he's shooting 49.7%. And before I continue, his numbers are phenomenal. Like, you don't really associate these kind of efficiency numbers for someone who is a 6'3" listed guard. Markelle looks around 6'5", but he's listed as 6'3". You don't really see this kind of efficiency numbers because Markelle is so high IQ, he picks his spots, and he's just a great player overall. So from mid-range, this guy is shooting 43.1%, and that's that little money mid-range we all know and love from Kel. And I like the way he's incorporated into his game more and takes a lot more of them, because he's an efficient mid-range scorer, and it's one of the best in the league, quite frankly, from the mid-range. The percentages back it up, and so does the volume. So from pull-up J's also, which is kind of quantified as mid-range jumpers, but still he's shooting 47.6%, and from step-back jumpers he's shooting 44.4%. Markelle is a really gifted jump shooter, and then from the mid-range you see his released point is a lot higher than it is from 3, and that's a lot. I'm not going to get into science, but it is what it is. But I feel like Markelle has just become very comfortable shooting the ball from mid-range, and the percentages justify the amount he's taken. And I could argue next season I want to see him maybe double that amount and take even more, because he's good at taking these shots. He just needs to stay aggressive and just keep having confidence in his ability. Like, look at his shot chart right here. The amount of green inside the paint and even around the mid-range area is actually actually really impressive because he's really skilled. He just has really good touch in his jump shots and really good touch around the rim, and you can see it the more you watch the guy play. He reeks with confidence as of recent anyway, and in his last 10 games he's been averaging around 17 points and 7 assists basically on 56% shooting. It just shows. So next season he has a lot to build on and potentially even elevate to becoming an all-star level player. So the next stages for Markelle, in my opinion, aren't necessarily just the default, he needs to take more threes. Because if we're being honest, would I like him to take slightly more threes? Yes, but at this point in his career, it's not really his game. But there's things he can also increase the volume of or just be better at that could further expand his game and make him more of a lethal offensive threat. So one is basically very simple: being more aggressive and attempting more field goal attempts. As in, Markelle is good enough to attempt 3, 4, 5 more field goals than he does currently. Like, I believe he's currently at 11.4 field goal attempts per game. He has the ability to take more, maybe with more confidence and being able to balance being a scorer and facilitator and getting better at both with more experience. He can balance it out more and increase his volume and scoring output. But I feel like Markelle Fultz's ability justifies him taking more than 11 field goal attempts per game. And the second one is so simple: getting to the line more. He's a good finisher around the rim. There's times where he may not get calls, but the more aggressive you are, the more you attack the rim, the more you're going to get fouled, and the more you can increase your point per game output, because currently Markelle is shooting around 2.5 free throws per game, which, for being honest, isn't the best. The more he's aggressive, the more he's able to push through, the more he's going to be able to get the whistle, learn how to manipulate defenses and create and initiate contact. People might not like it, but it's a skill at the end of the day. When Markelle gets those things down, it's going to help him become even more of a lethal offensive player. And yeah, Markelle's a good free throw shooter. I believe he's around 78% in his past season. He's been around 80, 88. So Markelle can shoot well from the free throw line. So just being more aggressive and being able to attack more is going to expand his game for everyone, expand his game and everyone else's game to another level. But yeah, that's all I really got for this video. Markelle is one of my favorite players to watch and just in general. And it's a shame that people haven't been able to see that he has so much talent, because he was injured, people calling him this, that. When he's finally healthy, he shows you his ability. So hopefully we can string together another full healthy season next year, which he can build up on and potentially be in the running for most improved player and even an all-star game, who knows. But that's all I really got for this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and most importantly, people, thank you so much for watching. Stay blessed, and I'm out. Peace.